I learned that companies like Exxon, Shell, gas companies, they were studying renewable energy in the 70s. So that's just an example. They actually discarded that development, and they went with fossil fuels, probably because it was the most immediate thing that they could manufacture into a viable product. But because they stopped developing that technology, I'm pretty sure that they held us behind in technology by about 50 years. We could really be running on clean energy right now if it hadn't been for businesses like that ceasing any research into it, any development into it. And now we are struggling because they're fighting us, those of us who want clean energy and stuff like that. They're fighting us because they don't want to have to deal with things like making sure that their wells are capped or even fixed. They just don't want to put the money into it. See, that's kind of, and that stuff is kind of like ridiculous to me. This is what it looks like from my perspective, from what they're doing, their actions. Corporations like Shell and big name companies like that, Exxon, Chevron, all that. They don't want to put the money into the facilities that extract from the ground to protect the environment, not just the ground, but the air, because we breathe it. So they're stagnant. They're really stagnant. So their inability or their unwillingness to do these things now to make sure that our environment is clean and whatnot is also part of the problem. One of the things that I have noticed that no administration really seems to want to do is enforce the laws that we already have. If we did, the government would probably have a lot more money to work with than what they have now. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to run for president too, because they're not doing things the way they should. There are other things that we can use extracted fuels for the time being, and we can also find ways to make them cleaner burning. It just doesn't seem like those big companies want to put in the effort to make that technology work.